So the first thing I want to say is that the projects are, it's actually a test of the results of the projects and the work we do together. Because one of the questions I was asked last week in a conference was, and it was a question with an assumption that unions are doing very badly, they're just struggling, we're getting smashed. Are you able to collective bargain? Are you surviving, was the question. And my response was, actually, we're doing quite well, because we were prepared for this, in the sense, not prepared for the COVID-19 pandemic, but because we were already working on reducing vulnerability, and because we were building resilient unions, not strong unions, resilient unions. It's a test of the resilience of the unions we built over the past 10, 15 years, that they should get through this, survive the shocks, so less brick wall strong than bamboo strong, but able to bend and be flexible and be resilient. And I think that it proves it. Also, through our work and in our projects, we focus very much on women workers' rights, women's health, and occupational health and safety. As you mentioned, reducing pesticides, that was all part of the work, sustainable agriculture. So it's only a small step to take on the health issues and the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. The infrastructure for that is already there in our work, in our training and awareness. So an example is in the tea plantations in India, where we work with the project support, we have set up over the years women's committees on water and sanitation, because the biggest challenge in a tea plantation was access to clean, potable drinking water. There's a huge problem in tea plantations. And for years we dealt with it. So when you are then hit with the COVID-19 pandemic, where the advice is mask, distance, and wash your hands, there's no clean water, right? So the health and hygiene necessary in a pandemic is absent in tea plantations, because you already didn't have access to clean water for drinking, washing, and so on. You also didn't have the health facilities. The hospitals are not operating well. So when the pandemic hit, we added the word health to our water and sanitation team. So we have the women's team set up in dozens of plantations across Assam and West Bengal. And within the first 3 weeks, we said to them, okay, we're going to provide some training now about health and hygiene. And you add to your existing work and all of your networks and outreach and awareness you're doing about water and sanitation, health and hygiene, that's it. And that it was those teams that then drew the circles for distancing when people are lining up to collect supplies or to collect their paychecks, their cash payments for wages, lining up, distancing, providing masks. A lot of our home-based workers in other parts of the country helped produce those masks, and we distributed them in the tea plantations, so they provided masks, which actually created a lot of pressure on the company to do more, which was good. So we didn't wait for them, we just went ahead and did it. So in a sense, we can build on this, we can build on the work. We have networks already working in Bangladesh on climate change, climate mitigation. It's a small step, actually, to deal with a pandemic where we're going to respond as a community and deal with these issues.